What's going on, everybody? Here, enjoying myself outside, and I wanted to bring up something that is interesting because being out here in Florida, which I love Florida, it's like California with more, say, maybe more culture, at least people wanting to tie into their culture more. But what I'm finding is African Americans and especially Caribbean folks, a lot of them are not tied in to their African side. And so I was talking to this cashier today, and her name is straight like Swahili, pure Swahili. As they would say in Kenya or Tanzania, Mambo, Ohaligani to those out there. And, anywhere that speaks Swahili, even if you in Antarctica. But she said, no, I'm Haitian. And I said, nah, you can be two things. And if you follow enough of my social media, I had to tell a young Haitian guy, he's like, nah, we're indigenous to here. Bro, how are you indigenous here? You're not indigenous to America, to this America that your parents, fought hard to come over here to. And say, yeah, we're Indians. And again, two things can be true, and not to take from anybody's culture, but you really got to tap into your African side. The same way I was at Don't Burn It, which is a cooking class, great class to take if you're in Palm Beach County. And, the owner, he asked everybody where they're from. And, I always tell people I'm American, with a hint of African in me, right? And I'll tell you Sierra Leone, I'll tell you Cameroon, Niger, whatever whatever you want to know. But there were some other ladies, and they happen to be Caucasian. We're just American. And then they came back and like, well, I think there may be some Scottish, and that part even bothers me. That it's like everybody should know. You should know your roots. You should tap in because the world is big, but it's small, and we gotta know. And so I'm gonna focus on especially the Caribbeans and African Americans. If you're not teaching your people where in Africa, if you don't know, please go to AfricanAncestry.com. If you don't have the amount of money for that, then start off with a Ancestry.com or 23andMe. But if you go through any of my videos and wonder, hey, how did he get citizenship for him and his kids? It was through AfricanAncestry.com. And, you have to go through there to get that citizenship. I have videos on there. You can check them out. Maybe I'll link them. Maybe I'll have you do some work. Maybe you'll inbox me and you'll want to do some consulting on it to really tap in. Because if you don't know your history, if you don't know where you're from, it just, you know how it goes. Things repeat themselves. People are ignorant, and that's what you don't want to be. And that's what Americans, a lot of them are known for, even if when you go to Europe. I've seen so many viral videos of, guys from like Poland or Denmark say, yeah, we know 3 cities in South Africa because we're not American. You guys might have seen that one too. And it's a shame because for all the beauty that America has, for all the richness that it has, for all the opportunity it provides, the world is big and we can take the knowledge, the know-how, and some of the privilege that we do have, no matter where you're from, and you can tap into a whole nother country and really crush it. And you don't even have to be known here in America. And you don't even have to be known in that other country you go to, but they know your product. And like Master P always says, product don't talk back. And he go on about product. I love when P be doing that. And shout out to P. I've met Master P, I think just once, and it was just passing through an airport. He had his security, but he was flying regular, schmegular, but he was going where he was going, right? And maybe he was flying regular schmegular, because at like that same time, Be Legit was on my plane, And but Master P was going where he was going. He wasn't taking. I was taking Southwest when I saw Be Legit, but it might have been like that same time, that same day. But I say all that to say, you got to tap into the history, so there's no mystery. That ignorance is not cute. Spending money on frivolous things like them ugly red boots I saw, Mercedes, but you're living with mama, whatever luxury cars, and you're living with daddy. You know, you're not paying the light bill. You're barely paying your cell phone bill. If you're over 21, you should be paying those bills. Man, I couldn't imagine. I can't tell you how many people at that age I was paying for their cell phone bill. I'm not gonna tell that story right now, but I'm talking about, easily $500-$600 a month bills. You know, man, easy. And it's not a flex. It's just I was helping out, and we were all helping each other out. And it was all family. It was all love. You get to make your family. But tap into these places so you know your history. Tap in. Africa is open. You don't have to wait for celebrities or even myself or anybody to give you validation to go to Africa. I've been going to Africa for 20 plus years now, and it's always so beautiful. It's always so freeing, and I cannot wait to show you guys this view straight from Africa. Some say, you already in Africa. I ain't seen him in a minute. Man, I'm where I need to be. And I love it. And I love it. So tap in, get yourself a passport, get yourself a clue. There's so many people who have shown you, big YouTubers like the African Diaspora Network. Nobody goes to Africa. I always say this more than Dynasty Mir. Nobody, not even politicians. I know politicians. I know people in business. Nobody goes to Africa more than Dynasty Mir. Probably for the last at least 7 years, if not more. He's close to a decade. Forgive me if I get that wrong, but Dynasty goes and he put his own money up, didn't ask nobody for nothing, did the YouTube thing, not even the biggest YouTuber. I gave him his flowers on another video with, I think, Dynasty Mir, talking about, the top African influencers. And, there were a list of others on there, RJ, Mahdi, King Mahdi, showing you guys the game. So many people showing you the game. The list goes on, and I know so many, Ty Nichols out there in Rwanda. So many. I've had them all on Diversified Games. And I got a playlist of African entrepreneurs because the list could go on and on. And I don't want anyone to think I'm just name dropping people I know, because the people I know, the list goes on. I'm a nosy guy. Real prognosis over here. But to be clear, get yourself an Africa plan, because to me you sound foolish when you say that you have no ties to Africa. And for those who feel they're indigenous, but I ain't seen no proof, do a DNA test and show me that if you want to talk to me like that. But you don't have to show me anything, because I already know Africa's written all over you. Indigenous. If Africa's the birth of man place, and that's what we're rolling with, then that means we're all, and I do mean all, tied into Africa in one way or the other. Now, some people, again, they have their, issues with Africa, and they ain't never been. You got to get over that. That's not my problem, that's more of your problem, and why you think that, and they don't like us. You heard a lot of things that don't make sense. That's why when you look at your life, it looks the way it does. I promise you there's some confusion in there. There's confusion in the life. Spiritually, there's some confusion in your bank account. That's why it looks like it does. Oh, I make 6 figures. You act like 6 figures was a lot of money, especially here in America. Now you take that 6 figures and you go to Africa and you talking about something. Hello. But I'm not here to convince you. I'm just here to expose you. Give you a little teaching from the professor, man. Professor Kellen, giving you some game. But check it out. If you have any questions, comments, need to book some time to talk about this, book some time. We make it affordable for all serious budgets. You be blessed. You get the thumb of approval.